Hi YouTubers, it's Smokey at 78887. Excuse me. Today's video will discuss nasal snuff and the health effects of nasal snuff. Now, if you're not familiar, this is nasal snuff. It's powdered tobacco. If you can kind of see, don't want to spill, but yeah. It's by far, I'm not going to say safe, but it's by far the least risky form of tobacco. Now, nasal snuff is different than chew or dip or, snooze. That's all orally. You put that all in your mouth, and we all know that's bad for you. We all know that causes oral cancer. We know that causes, gum, tongue cancer. But nasal snuff, you put in your nose. You sniff it up your nose, basically. But it's still tobacco. So what are the health effects of nasal snuff? Well, problem is when you Google it, usually you get a lot of health effects from chewing tobacco or dipping tobacco, because snuff can also mean chew or dip. So it's hard to find the health effects for powdered tobacco. But I have managed to find a lot of health effects of powdered tobacco, and they're actually not that bad. I'm going to go over them pretty quickly now. 1. You can get addicted to nasal snuff because it has nicotine in it. 2. It can raise your heart rate and blood pressure, however less so than cigarettes. 3. It can cause pregnancy problems, and I'm pretty sure it can cause reproductive problems, such as lowering a person's sperm count. However less so than cigarettes. 4. If you use nasal snuff often, you will have a runny nose and a stuffy nose more. 5. You will sneeze more often when you use nasal snuff. And you can sneeze a lot. You will sneeze like crazy. 6. Chronic use of nasal snuff leads to morphological changes in nasal mucus. In other words, it can really screw up your snot. It can really mess up your nasal mucus. And I think 7, if you use it in an improper way, which would be to put in another area in your body, such as your mouth or your ear, you can get cancer. There was a documented case of a man who put nasal snuff in his ear for 40 years and got ear cancer. If you use it properly, which is to sniff out the nose or to do off the back of your hand like this, then there's never been a documented case of cancer. Most of the health effects of nasal snuff are more annoying than anything. I guess you do have to worry about it affecting your heart rate, blood pressure, or if you're a woman, affecting your pregnancy, but there have been no documented cases of cancer or severe heart effects from snuff taking. And the reason behind that is it's not burning tobacco, so you're not inhaling any of it into your lungs, and there's no harsh chemicals added to nasal snuff like there are to cigarettes or chew. So they speculate that the carcinogen levels in nasal snuff are very low or non-existent. And many people speculate that nasal snuff has no carcinogen levels in it. However, if you do it excessively, I made a video yesterday about excessive pipe smoking. If you use nasal snuff excessively, which would be, you know, 5 or 6 times a day, or more, then you could, you know, I'm sure you could get your nasal mucus pretty screwed up. You could also, you know, raise your heart rate to a dangerous level. It's kind of similar to people who drink a lot of coffee. It's not really as dangerous as cigarettes, but, you know, similar to people who drink a lot of coffee. You know, if you drink, you know, 3, 4, 5 cups of coffee a day, you're at danger for, you know, cardiovascular disease, you know, because of caffeine in coffee, assuming you're drinking caffeinated coffee. So if you do 4, 5, 6, 7 pinches of nasal snuff a day, you are at risk for some cardiovascular problems. But if you do it, you know, averagely, which is, you know, 1 to 3 times a day, then nothing. I mean, not really anything. A lot of people speculate if you smoke along with using nasal snuff, you can get nasal cancer. Some sites will tell you that in addition to nasal cancer, you can get nasal tumors in your nose, and you can lose your sense of smell. But there's never been a documented case of someone losing their sense of smell, or someone, you know, getting a tumor in their nose. So I wouldn't worry about it. It's a fun hobby. I definitely have to make a snuff order pretty soon because of the PACT Act. And I enjoy it. And snuff is really for aroma experience, not for addictive experience. However, if you're trying to quit smoking cigarettes, it's supposed to be one of the best ways to quit smoking cigarettes. That's about it. I mean, it's a great experience. Another thing, when you sniff nasal snuff, unlike drugs like cocaine or methamphetamine or heroin, not that I've done any of those things, and I will never do any of those things, but those things tend to burn your nose. You know, when you do a lot of coke, it tends to burn your nose. That's not true of snuff also. Snuff, if you do too much snuff, you're going to get a runny nose. Or stronger snuff, you're going to get a runny nose. If you put too much snuff in your nose at once, you're going to feel like you have water in your nose. You know, you're going to feel like you went swimming and you got water in your nose. Or you're going to feel like you have a big fat booger in your nose. So, nothing big to worry about. This is a pretty long video, so I hope you all enjoy. It's a pretty safe thing to do. I mean, it's been around for several hundred years, nasal snuff. And it's just fun. So, I've been rambling on for 8 minutes now, and 30 seconds, so I think I'm going to stop the video here. But, I mean, all I can say is, you'll sneeze a lot, your nasal mucus will be bizarre, but you won't get cancer. So, okay, bye. Peace out.